Hey everybody, what's up? All you lovely, smelly party people.
Why are they smelly?
They don't have to smell bad.
They're
They're
fragrant.
They can smell good. If you're smelly, it doesn't have to be bad.
It carries a negative connotation.
Hey, what's up everybody? Today we have a beautiful army reveal here. I am John P. and I am joined by Bricky.
Hello, I'm Bricky. This is my army.
Yeah, what the hell is this?
It's robots. It's Necrons. Yes, so we finally have getting through the Necrons. I apologize it took so long, but a backlog is a bitch. And there was a lot to work on, combining this and all the sister stuff and all. But it's finally, we got a 2,000 point list here. It's a little different than normal, but we're finally here. They're here, Necrons.
Let's
People
go.
like Necrons, they're cool.
Let's freaking go. So you've been known to be an Imperium guy, Bricky.
Yes.
What led you to become a heretic and join get a Xenos faction?
Well, I mean, here, if I was going out and I was like playing Black Legion, that's
Yeah.
Point being, yes. So obviously, I own mostly Imperium, only Imperium besides these. And way back when, in 7th edition, my buddy played Necrons, and he played as a special formation with Trays in the Infinite. I forget exactly what it was called, the formation, but basically it had like the entire army had a 4-up invul, and then the entire army had a 4-up reanimation that he could re-roll, or something along those lines. And it was like the most awful thing I ever faced. I wasn't very good at the time, but it was just like, 7th edition, dark times.
That sounds aggravating.
Dark times. It was something along those lines. I forget exactly how it went. Not the point. Point being, I was like, these are really cool though.
Yeah.
Undead Egyptian robot skeletons. And then at the time, they were just like Terminators.
Yeah.
Because a little known fact, when back in the day, reanimation protocols was known as will be back.
Will be back.
That was the name of the ability.
That's funny.
So they weren't subtle at the time, but regardless, they were always really cool looking, and now they've actually got a really good amount of lore fleshed out. They've got different dynasties, they have all this political infighting, there's like infections and problems, like all these destroyer guys are barely functioning, they just want to see all life die. So like overlords, look at them like, ew. Gross, subhuman or sub-alien.
Yeah. Altogether, it's like you were into the lore. You witnessed a fun playstyle like back in the day that kind of planted the seed and brought you into that. How much do you know about the lore?
A lot. So I'm listening to a book called Orkin. It's not Orkin. The Infinite and the Divine.
Okay.
With Trees in the Infinite and Orikin the Diviner, and it's kind of hilarious because it's actually a comedy.
Oh.
But it's extremely faithful to the Necron lore. You know Trazen, right?
Yes.
Steely Man, right?
Yeah.
He's elderly. Back in the day as an alien, he had a cane. He was an archaeologist. He was like, oh, antiquities. And him and the other guy, Orikin, was also an extremely elderly man. And so, like, it even says in the book, if this fight were to occur before the war in heaven, it would have been comical. These were gonna be two elderly men like beating each other with canes.
That's funny.
And now they're like hardcore robots, but yeah, the lore is great. There's everything about the war in heaven, the Silent King's betrayal, his exile, now his return. All the different. It's very fascinating to learn about the Necrons and their political power and their infighting and all the different kinds of things that go along with them, because they arguably are the most powerful race in the entire game in terms of technology and stuff.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
they rewrite time and crap, but they're too busy like fucking each other over. That they're not actually that horrifying of a thing, but I love their lore.
So they're fucking each other over with this like political imbalances. They're just like they feel superior to other people. I'm sure like some fucker like this, the Overlord, is probably.
Whoa, that's my boy Nemesor Zandrek right there. Okay, he has dementia.
Yeah.
He doesn't think he's a robot. He truly believes he's still a flesh and blood.
That's funny.
He has wine tasters and he has like a food. There's a great story of him with like a White Scar Khan, who he took captive and he sent him at a banquet, and he's like, "Eat, my friends." He's like, "We are generals of opposing armies. We are indeed intelligent. We must respect." He's like, his buddy Oberyn is over here, and he's like, "Oberyn, these savages, these Necrons paint themselves green and yell wah. What a strange option. Onwards."
Dude,
so dumb.
This model looks sick because like you put him next to this guy, and it looks like he's got like his hand on his shoulder like this, like
my bro,
my brother. Let's go taste some wine.
he's got a pretty cool ability where he can be like over here at the beginning of my movement phase. You can just bring him right back to the guy.
Oh god,
he's ever present protector. It's cool. It's very fun.
Self bodyguard.
It's super neat. Sick. The book does a good job, but like honestly, all the lore, the Egyptian aesthetic, combine that with like Terminators and robot zombies, it's just so cool.
Yeah. Why the paint scheme?
I like pink.
Yeah.
I've always liked magenta is a king's color. I love a good magenta.
It is a
pink
very
color.
regal. You got yourself maroon on.
I got
today.
a maroon shirt. Yeah, you know, it feels good. Obviously, a lot of my armies have a pinkish purple inspiration.
Yeah.
Not my guard, but my custodians have purple robes. My sisters have like the magenta like robes as well.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, of course, I like to paint my armies in a non-official color scheme because then you can play them as whatever and no one cares.
Exactly.
If you're playing like Space Marines and you're like, I'm gonna play Ultramarines and they're all like green.
Yeah, you're like, bro, that's Salmon.
Like
Bro,
you
that's
can
Dark
do
Rangers.
it, but like that's a little strange.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's Pincrons. I think it looks cool. The shoulder pads in particular are done by Turbo Dork Metallics. It's their Lunar Eclipse one.
Gotcha.
And I thought, okay, you're gonna have like the rusty, gross metal, combine that with a lot of shyish purple, and then you can offset that with a bright pink glow.
Okay.
So I think it kind of had like a good offset a little bit. They're still dark. They're still a little grungy. But if you've noticed the like the characters, for instance, if you take them and you compare them to their underlings, their armor is like brighter.
Yeah, I can see the gloss.
Yeah,
it's definitely shinier.
It's a little more regal looking.
Yeah, I like the contrast of the pink to like the grungy purple.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you actually, if you put like a varnish or anything, or is this strictly just Turbo Dork?
That's just Turbo Dork.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Shit pops.
It really does. It requires like 5 layers. But it has like a nice sheen over it. And since everything in the Necron army has like a shoulder plate, like these things have that, these guys have shoulder plates, even the Scarabs have a little shoulder plate. So it's like perfect, it can be all uniform. And of course then, you know, like I said, I can play it as whatever I want and no one really cares. I do want to mention the basing though. There's a mission in Mass Effect 3 where you enter the Geth Consensus and allows you to go around and kind of fiddle with the minds of the Geth. And it is made of like geometric blockchain structures all around it. So I actually had a buddy of mine design these. He actually created the STL file for all of these different little blocky things, and then I had them 3D printed. And then I thought, okay, I'll throw them all on the Necron bases to kind of look like they're sort of phasing in. You know, it kind of worked.
That looks sick. Yeah.
I like the way I like it in theory. It needs a little bit more pizzazz. But I mean, those are warriors. They're like the lowest level, so whatever.
Yeah, I can totally see what you're getting at. Like the little blobs things, and the warrior just shows up amongst the blobs.
Yeah, he kind of like rebuilds himself. Through the whole thing. I kind of like the simulation idea. You know, we live in a simulation.
I'm curious, like, what do they actually? Do you know what they look like when they like reanimate? Is it literally just like bone to bone coming back together?
So. What a great question, John P. So now I'm reading the book, right? Which just if you're a Necron fan, you need to read The Infinite and the Divine. It is like perfect Necron book. They talk about plenty. Like Trazen was having a good time, and he fucking Tokyo Drift a Ghost Arc.
Oh.
And he smacked like an immortal into like a lava thing, and he blew up into a bunch of pieces. And what happens is that sometimes the metal itself, almost like a liquid, it kind of like reanimates in its own self, and it like kind of blocks itself together, goes like, and then it kind of reforms together like a weird like liquid metal mass, and then the thing just kind of goes like, and it's up. Like Trazen, his big thing is he has a bunch of Lich Garden, and he'll enter like a surrogate virus into them. And so whenever he gets shanked in the stomach, he'll turn into the Lich Guard, and then the Lich Guard will like morph its metal to look like Trazen again, and his cape will come out and it'll go like ping, 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 ping. It's actually really interesting. The way the whole metal works is it looks like liquid.
Yeah.
It's like a weird liquid metal, and so when they come back, it's like, it's really cool.
That's
it's
awesome.
super neato.
Yeah, so it almost looks like atomical in a sense.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the necrodermis. It's the katana are made of that too, but theirs is a little bit different.
What's here that you're like extremely proud of?
So this is all of my fully painted stuff, mostly, and the bases. You get the point. You know but basically, I still have plenty of stuff at my house. A couple more characters: a Technomancer, a Luminor Zeraz, and the Silent King. Of course, I'm a little scared of the Silent King, so I haven't started him yet.
Those are big projects.
It's a big project. So he's working on it. But this is actually a Sautech army, which is not something people are running nowadays because they think all the other ones are better, and they might be right, but I think they're fun. Of course, the staple of any Necron list: blocks of warriors. This one has the Flayers, which are the standard, and then it also has the new ones, which are the Reapers, which are the close range, more powerful ones. any Necron list needs blocks of warriors.
Exactly.
Of course.
Yeah.
You've got a 10 block of immortals here. I actually have them modeled with Tesla cannons or the Tesla carbines, whatever. I really like this gun, both in terms of the lore and how it operates, and also I love it on a tabletop. In case you don't know, it's Strength 5, AP nothing, 1 damage, Assault 2, but every 6 is double exploding. You get 2 extra hits.
Oh my god,
so
that's insane.
It's pretty funny when you just get like
6s.
when you roll like 20 dice and you fire like 28.
Yeah, because all the 6s you rolled.
It's great.
Is there a way to make it so that you could like fish for 6s with that?
I mean, you can make them hit better, but that's about it.
Okay.
There's no like hits on 4s rerolls everything or
Yeah.
anything. Lich Garden, 5 Lich Garden, of course. They actually look a little bit weird. These end pieces on their staves are actually Triarch Praetorian stuff, as well as their backs. I thought that Triarch Praetorians look really cool, and Lich Guard also kind of do, and I didn't know, so I combined them.
Okay, so you kind of like kit bash those.
Little
in
bit.
a sense, yeah.
I just basically combined the 2 of them together.
Yeah.
Scarabs.
Yeah.
We love Scarabs. Gotta have the Scarabs.
Little fuckers.
I fucking love Scarabs.
the little like 10.3 wound, 4 toughness thing.
15.4 wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so mean. Scorpex, of course, the new melee boys. I love the destroyers. They're really cool. Their lore is neat. They just want to kill all life because they have like a virus. The Scorpec Lord, which is just gigantic. I love like his giant claw.
Oh,
He's got like it's called a flensing claw and stuff.
I like the formation you have them in right here.
My little star, my little flower. Yeah, it's cool. And also they hit really hard and stuff.
Yeah.
Doomstalkers, which are so cool. Giant War of the Worlds looking tripods. Free Overwatch for the greater good.
Essentially, yeah, right?
6-inch aura of like if this thing gets charged, you can shoot at it, which it still hits on 6s, but still it's like, whoa.
Yeah, don't have to spend CP.
Yeah.
Why not?
I really like these. They're really cool. They're swingy but fun. And then of course, my murder buckets. No Cryptex right now. I do have a Chronomancer and a Technomancer and a Plasmancer and a Mancer and a Luminor Zaras, but no Cryptex right here.
Okay.
But they're pretty good units just as like objective holders or action monkeys. And then of course the actual characters. We've got Imitech the Stormlord, which is one of the only guys with the power to tell the Silent King to fuck off, which is cool. He currently has the largest dynasty of all the Necron races, which is only 80 worlds, which in the world of Warhammer is like nothing.
Oh, really? Which one is that? Which dynasty?
The South Tech.
Oh, okay. This one.
It's the classic silver and green.
Gotcha.
The normal silver and green. The Silent King came back and he's like, fuck you, you're a coward, piss off. And the Silent King is like, he's got a lot. Maybe I won't later. I'll deal with you later.
Once I get 80 worlds.
Yeah, but he's probably the most intelligent mastermind of tactician in the galaxy.
Okay.
Like, Gardo's always thought of as like being the big brains. This guy is like a nightmare. He's got all crazy stuff. He can call lightning.
Oh, wow.
He can just call lightning. He points on an area. On a 4-up, they take D3 mortals, and everything within 6 inches on a 4-up takes D3 mortals.
Oh, God.
Once per game.
Is that like a stratagem? Or
No,
like
it's
an
just his ability.
he
You can
has?
just do it.
Wow.
You can just do it.
That's insane.
He's the Pharaon of the South Tech dynasty, which means he's like the big boy. You gain 2 CP for taking him. And then, of course, you've got Nemesaur Zandrek. He doesn't know he's a robot.
Yeah, he still thinks he's human.
And he's got his boy, Vargard Oberyn, which
Let's
is
go.
his bodyguard. It's the usual, if he's near him, he can't get shot. We can like come back, he can teleport. He has fights on death. He's got the greatest ability of all time called Counter Tactics. Whenever you use a stratagem once per game, I can be like, no. And you can't use it for the rest of the battle round.
Oh, God. So, like, transhuman, no.
No. You
Reroll.
keep your CP.
Yeah. CP reroll, no.
Yeah. But once per game, no. And you can never use it for the rest of the battle round. And that is like, Wrath of Mars, no.
No.
Advance in Charge, no. You've now advanced, I can't do anything. Suck my dick.
Yeah, he's just floating out there in the middle of nowhere.
It's once per game, but just like holding that over the head of the enemy, like little puppet strings, is like.
Does he have to be near the?
Nope, he just has to live.
He just has to be alive.
He has
Wow,
to exist.
That's
Once
insane.
per game, when your opponent uses stratagem, you can do your counter tactics. That stratagem has no effect; it cannot be used for the rest of the battle round.
Pretty good.
It's really good.
It's insane. Yeah, dude. Like,
It's pretty nutty.
Just imagine. Yeah, I'm imagining playing against them. Like, oh God, I could do this, but no.
It's only once,
but
one
no.
time.
It's like one of those things you you kind of want to use, but you also want to hold on just to have that threat.
Yeah,
right?
like what if somebody has like a 5-inch charge and they fail it, and then and it's like, I'm gonna see no. It's like, oh my god, what do I do?
The whole game right there. Yeah,
it really does. What if I do a stratagem and then Drukari's like Agents of Vect, and I'm like, no Agents of Vect.
We just note each other.
It's just so fun.
All right, so I guess we talked about everything we have here. What do you have at home that you're working on?
So at home, I got a lot of stuff. The Silent King, of course, Illuminor Zera, as I mentioned, a lot of Cryptex as well. The main bulk of the stuff that I really want to get done, I have like 10 death marks, which are the snipers.
Right? Yeah.
They're really cool. If you deep strike within 36 inches of them, they can just shoot you immediately, which is pretty nasty.
Aspect scan kind of thing?
Yeah, except
way bigger.
Way bigger and does not take a minus. Actually, funny enough, if you hold them in reserves, and then someone else deep strikes, you can then immediately deep strike them 9 inches away and then fire at them.
Oh my god, that's
it's
really
actually kind of scary.
Yeah.
It's neat. Besides that, I also have a few other things, a few more warriors here and there. I have some more Scarabs. I have a Canoptic Spider. I do have some bigger stuff, like I have the Reanimator. I have a Doom Scythe, which I can fit as either Doom or Night Scythe. I have a Triarch Stalker, which I'm super stoked about. You have no idea what these things are, do you?
They're bony boys.
They're bony boys.
Let me name a few that I know. Ghost Ark, Silent King, Lich Garden. I know the Murder Buckets. I don't know their actual names.
Yeah.
Everything ends with like
Crypto Thralls.
Yeah, everything ends with like a crypto something, something thrall.
It's a KH.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, everything has.
Yeah.
Nemasword Zandrek.
Yeah.
Imitech. The Silent King's name is Zarek. Sautek. Zarakin. Novok. I don't have anything else besides like Triarch Stalker stuff. I don't have a Monolith. I don't have a Void Dragon. I don't have a Nightbringer. I refuse to buy the Nightbringer. Not because he's OP or anything. I don't think he is. I think he's strong, but not like broken. His model just sucks.
He's like really thin, like stringy.
He's so tiny.
Right? Yeah.
He's like as tall as this guy, maybe like this tall, and he's
Yeah.
like, he has a 40mm base. I think he's the same size as, these are all 32. No, the Scarab. He's like a Scarab base. It's so dumb. The Void Dragon's base is like this big. It's like bigger than the Doomstalker. It's huge. And I'm like, wait, what? It bugs me.
Dude, I would be so worried about snapping that just randomly.
The Void Dragon?
Yeah.
All the tendrils and crap?
Yeah.
It's terrifying. But besides that, yeah, I still have plenty of work in progress, other kinds of metal boys like that. Some Ophidian Destroyers, some Wraiths, just stuff of that nature. The things I mainly don't have are the Monolith, the Void Dragon, and I don't have any like Catacomb Command Barges or like Ghost Arks.
Okay.
Which I do want to get Ghost Arks. I like Ghost Arks, but they're like probably just like a nightmare to put together with like all the
bodies.
Yeah, all like the crane arc stuff.
It looks so funny. It just looks like a party bus, honestly.
It does. All the Necrons are like just chilling.
We're going on a ride. Let's go. Six Flags.
They're scary though, because like if you spend 1 CP, they can revive D6 Necrons.
Wow.
And like, ugh. Well, warriors specifically.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god. This is what I got for now. I will paint the king. And one of those nice things about the king is like once he's painted, you're like, oh, that's a quarter of my army.
Yeah.
Done.
Gone. Don't have to worry about that anymore. And you can build just so many lists around it. I mean, you're gonna want to run them after you paint them, obviously.
Of course.
You spend and then that's essentially just that many points that you don't have to worry about for like ever.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, done. Like I don't want to bring too many models for this game. I'm just gonna bring the king.
Yeah.
And at least like when you bring the king, you don't have that same like Mortarian feel where you see the king and you're like, oh my god, it's gonna take me an hour to kill this son of a bitch. It's like, oh shit, that's the king. You know? Like he's hard, don't get me wrong, but he's not like unstoppable. So it's cool.
He's got like every aura known to man,
He
every
is.
effect.
He's a commander.
Yeah,
he's not a beat stick.
Yeah.
Which is actually one of the things I love about him because they did a boss fight model that's not just run up and stab. Like don't get me wrong, he can stab.
He can't stab, but he's there to lead.
Yeah.
He's there to help his army out.
Full hit, reroll to hit on shooting, full rerolls to wound in melee.
Yeah.
3 CP, fucks with your command protocols, can deny the witch.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Doesn't he have a fight last or something also?
He has everything in his engagement range fights last.
Yeah.
Which is disgustingly strong.
Okay, obviously they just got a new codex and everything. How do you feel like they play now? Do you think it's much better, much worse?
So much better.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, like obviously, this isn't necessarily what I would call like an S tier army. This isn't Sisters, this isn't Drukari or maybe Death Guard, but they're very good. And that's all that I think matters. They lack a little bit of synergy. They only have, I think, 6 core units in the whole codex, which
wow.
look at fucking Marines,
Space Marines,
dreadnoughts.
everything's core, yeah. Everything's core.
Well,
Marines.
compared to almost any other army, because most things are pretty good on core, it's very limiting. I get what they're trying to go for. You can't, like, Flay ones won't work, and, like, destroyers don't make sense because they're, like, insane.
Yeah, they're crazy, just want to kill things, right?
Yeah, but it is a little bit restrictive because you want to use My Will Be Done, it's only on core units and that kind of stuff. Still, that being said, I think they still, compared to the fact that they were, like, one of, if not the worst army in the game in 8th for a long time, this is such a benefit. Things are usable, you have options. Catan are terrifying, the King is fantastic. The army plays like Necrons should. And that truly is, when it's designing a codex, the only thing that, well, power is important, but the only thing that should matter is, does this army play like the fluff?
Yeah.
And it absolutely does. They have, like, secret command protocols, which are a little restrictive, but it's very Necron-y. Hidden agendas, hidden ideas, hyper tactical. This is a very tactical army in like the lore. They're not too hard to play in game, but they're very, like, hyper tactical. The generals are very impressive and intelligent. The speed at which they move with all their commands. They're a counterattack army.
Resilient.
You move up, you shoot them, they take damage, but then next turn they revive, they reanimate, they gain their wounds back, and they hit you back really hard. They're really tanky, not just in numbers, but also in rules. Unlike Death Guard, where they just, like, won't die. Oh, they'll die, but they'll come back. And that's the fun part. They've got fancy tricks and like, honestly, they are sitting at a good, like, A to A minus. And as far as I'm concerned, going from D, totally cool with it. Totally cool with it. Almost everything in the codex is at least decent. Minus some outliers, like some characters and shit.
Going back on the core thing, honestly, the way the Necrons, like, I guess, split their core up is kind of how I expected most codexes to do. But it was only Necrons. Everything else is like,
Necrons.
Your core, your core, your core.
Yep. It basically became, are you infantry? Then your core.
Yeah.
If you're a vehicle, you're not. At least for most armies. Like, obviously, dreadnoughts are core.
Yeah, dreadnoughts are core. That was the biggest surprise for me. I really thought they would have been split up on their own, but
I guess maybe because there's, like, a guy in there.
So
whatever.
Well, I mean,
like,
you could say the same with vehicles. There's a guy in the vehicle.
I know. Like, a repulsor executioner is not core. Fair. Like a Doom Scythe, not core. Okay, Doom Stalker, not core. Fair. Scorpex, like, I get it lore-wise why they're not core. They're still under command, kinda, of the Overlord, so, but whatever. Honestly, the army still plays well. It's a bit restrictive. I would like the command protocols to be a little bit more freeing. But even so, it's still a pretty great army. They're really fun. They play better. They play like the fluff, and that's all that really matters.
Nice. So, you've played the army. How many times have you played the army? Like on tabletop sim or just IRL?
Like 11 plus, maybe.
Okay, so you've got some good games in.
I got some games,
You've got a good feel of this army in 9th. When's the next time you're playing this army?
Oh, well, isn't that exciting? I think it might be today.
Today,
Which
in
for
about...
in a bit about, like, what, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Over at twitch.tv/dicecheck almost every Saturday.
2 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m.
2 p.m. generally, Pacific Standards Time. But yeah, we're playing.
Yeah.
So obviously, you're probably watching this video, and the game's already happened and everything, but the game is going to be uploaded probably a few days or so after this video comes out. Me and John P are having a debut, a classic debut, our first times playing these armies on the channel and on stream, technically, and obviously I'm playing Necrons and you're playing?
Admech.
The
Adeptus Mechanicus. They hate each other.
Classic feud.
Yeah. They have a video game about their feud.
I think the Admech hate Necrons more than Necrons hate Admech.
Yeah, it's like more of like the Admech are like, damn, they're all robots. Why can't we be like that?
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, they have cool Xenos tech. I want that.
The Admech see them as abominations.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because, was it, without a soul does not, like, bless the Omnissiah's grace, or because they're soulless.
Yes.
And without a soul, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, I remember you had like some like really deep quote in like one of your episodes.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Where I was just like, oh god.
Yeah, the creed of the Cult Mechanicus or something.
Yeah, I forgot it was in the Admech one or Necron. I think it was in the Admech one where you said that. I was like, oh, so they really don't like Necrons.
They do not. They hate Necrons because they have no soul.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'll be honest. Like, obviously, right now as a Sisters player, I'm getting lots of new models. I'm kind of jealous of Admech as well because just like they look so fucking cool.
Yeah.
They look so cool.
Got the Marshal
Are,
coming.
are you running any Dune crawlers?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes!
Yeah.
Back to topic.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, but anyways,
Necrons! Necrons!
You'll see Necrons versus Imitech in a video coming soon.
You'll see it soon.
Yeah.
I would love to play more Necrons on the tabletop. I think the only person who doesn't want to see them is Matt because he's fought enough of Necrons in the past few months. Besides that, obviously, there's jumping into Mech World. We'll all have ideas for more games to play. I'll keep painting. Hopefully, we'll get the King on sometime soon. And when we do like a big army showcase where we showcase the whole thing, then hopefully we'll get like the big chops.
It's gonna be epic. Hope y'all are looking forward to seeing more Necrons and more new armies on this channel.
Necrons are great. Yeah. They're so cool. I hope you're all pleased that at least they're here. I know they're not done fully, but they're here.
They're here.
And they're gonna cause problems.
If you'd like to stay connected with us, socials down below. We got Discord, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
OnlyFans. Only feet.
Only feet. Only feet. In addition to that, we also got the P.O. box. You want to send something to us. Could be anything you want, as long as you include return address. Yeah, I guess that'll do it for this episode. I'm John P.
I'm Ben Bricky. Thanks for watching some Crons. Pink Crons.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.